Combat arena, combat. I like us to stay, but we're always in a combat arena, combat. We fight to the death, yet it ends up in bed. I'll raise up my shield and then you take out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome yourselves back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. And tonight we are doing Arsenal, we are doing Liverpool, and we're also doing Lille and Chelsea. We're going to try and cover quite a lot of the action today. So if I'm a little bit distant from the chat, I would, greatly appreciate you guys bearing with me at least for the time being, at least. And should definitely be helpful. Oh, I just realised that the chat box is now over the scores, so I'll have to sort that one out in a second. But welcome back to the channel. I really do hope you enjoy this live stream. Like I said, I'll try to cast an eye all over the Champions League and the Premier League tonight, so it should be exciting for you guys. And if you haven't already, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe, as well as my laptop's telling me it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, so whatever that means to anyone who is celebrating, go and enjoy yourself. Go have a beer on me. Evening to Stacey and to Oliver, who says graphic next to you, me like. Yes, it will be updated throughout the day, depending on, the way that the scores are going. And of course, there is Millwall versus Huddersfield, the big game. Don't forget the big game is on tonight as well. Not just these rubbish little games as well. So plenty to talk about though, ladies and gents. Plenty to talk about tonight. Chelsea have actually made it to France, which is the most important thing. Chelsea have actually made it to France, and of course we have two teams tonight who will be absolutely fired up. Arsenal will be wanting to hunt down Chelsea for that fourth position, or the third position should I more accurately say, and Liverpool have a big opportunity tonight to make it 1 point the difference between Manchester City and Liverpool. And if they win every game left this season, they will win the Premier League. It sounds like a stupid stat because it sounds very straightforward, and yeah, of course, if you ever win every game, you win the league. But it's more important than ever for Liverpool, who obviously have Manchester City at the beginning of April as well. So massively important when it comes to that. But it's going to be exciting. It should be really good tonight. And I've my voice sounded weird then. But I actually have this is the start of my weekend. I've got graduation tomorrow, so I am sat watching hopefully two brilliant games of football with Lille and Chelsea, and Arsenal versus Liverpool, the featured game for tonight, and with a nice cider as well. Do let me know your score predictions for both or either of the games, whichever game you will be watching more so, which one you'll be keeping more of an eye on. Do let me know which one that one will be, because, of course, we've all got different preferences and stuff like that. We are about 20 minutes away from kickoff here. I have started a bit early just so we can dive into Chelsea's team as well before the game does actually kick off. So, I thought we'd do something a little bit different tonight. I always watch Chelsea on this channel, so I thought, why not? Let's watch Liverpool, let's watch Arsenal. I know loads of people are streaming this tonight, and it's going to be highly competitive, but who knows, eh? Maybe we'll get ourselves a good stream. But what we shall do, ladies and gentlemen, is we shall swap over, and just before Chelsea and Lille kick off, let's go take a look at their team in the Champions League. And of course, Juventus, Villarreal and Brighton and Tottenham Hotspur are the other Premier League Champions League games at the moment. So if I just swap over here we are. So can see my messages through the score update. Yeah, I know, I need to sort that. You've just reminded me. I got myself distracted when I was doing that. I need to move the chat box to find it more appropriate, or just remove it in its entirety. So, as you can see, these are the games tonight. Juventus at home to Villarreal. I do believe that one is that 1-1? First leg, there you are. First leg, 1-1. So, all to play for in that one. Lille versus Chelsea. Chelsea 2-0 up, which is probably part of the reason why I haven't chosen to do this one at the moment. Brighton and Tottenham Hotspur, which isn't on TV tonight, at 0-0, and then Arsenal versus Liverpool, which does kick off in roughly 20 minutes or so. So there is lots going on across the world of football tonight, and obviously you guys did vote for this in the poll that I put out yesterday. You guys did decide to go for this game over the Lille-Chelsea game, so do be sure to smash that like button and do subscribe as well if you are new to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. But let's have a look at the two teams just in the Champions League before that game kicks off and before we can dive into that one. So the two teams are as follows. Lille, Jardim starts in goal. Kellick, Font, Botman and Diallo are the four at the back. Very similar setup. I believe the exact same setup as when they last faced Chelsea. And then the four across midfield is Jonathan Bamba, Benjamin Andre, Xhaka and Gabriel Goodmanson. And then up front, it looks like it's going to be Jonathan David and Burak Yilmaz. So no Renato Sanchez tonight. They've opted for an extra striker as well. Renato Sanchez is out. They've opted for an extra striker tonight with Burak Yilmaz starting up front. Last time they did start with a 4-3-3 Lille. So clearly they don't want to go out tonight, and clearly they're going to put up a bit of a fight. And move on to Chelsea. Obviously Chelsea had to fund themselves to get there, nicely enough. They had to fund themselves to get there. But starting in goal for them is, of course, the number 16, Edouard Mendy. Then the three at the back is Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Andreas Christensen. And then the wing-backs, you've got Marcus Alonso making a return to the side, which he's been out of favour for a few weeks. And then Azpilicueta on that right-hand side. The three across midfield, instead of a two, importantly, Mateo Kovacic, Jorginho and Kante, with Kai Havertz, the man in form, and of course Christian Pulisic as well. So those are the two teams in that game, and then I can, Oliver saying that he's going with 2-1 Liverpool tonight. I'm also backing a Liverpool win tonight. I also can see that one happening. Then let's move on and let's have a look at the other team lineup, the one that we're actually bothered about in terms of what the title is for tonight, and that is Arsenal versus Liverpool. And I've spoken about the importance of this game for Liverpool and of course for Arsenal, maybe not to such a greater extent for Arsenal, but Liverpool have to come into this game without Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is on the bench tonight, so a huge change there for Liverpool. And who knows what that could bring for them this season. But starting at Arsenal off in goal, the home side for tonight is, of course, Aaron Ramsdale's been pretty much untouchable this season. The Englishman in goal, I think he's kept 12 clean sheets this season. And this back line, which you can see here, other than Tomiyasu not featuring tonight, it's been very similar so far, with Kieran Tierney, Gabriel and Ben White featuring pretty much all of the time. And then, of course, like I say, Cedric Suarez filling in for Tomiyasu. The two defensive midfielders will be Partey and Xhaka, with then the four up front, the scary four up front of Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli and Alexander Lacazette. Lacazette the captain for tonight. So Arsenal putting out a very strong side, a very unchanged side as well, importantly, because they don't like to make too many changes, Mikel Arteta, and when they're in the form that they are in at the moment, why bother changing it, eh? Why bother changing it? Because they are absolutely flying. Let me just turn this down just slightly because I'm trying to get the Chelsea game all set up. But why would you change anything? You know, why change a non-broken formula? That being said, in the other dugout, they seem to have changed a non-broken formula, and at the moment it seems to have been that Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz were swapping out, and of course Diego Jota swapping out for Roberto Firmino. Who knows if this Salah omission tonight is anything to do with the contract situation, where he's apparently wanting 4,000 £400,000 a week. Who knows if that has anything to do with it? But tonight he is missing. He is missing. Klopp to blame the grass if Liverpool lose like Fraudiola would not surprise me at all. All left wings playing up front. I know. You look at Jota, he's probably the most centre or right-hand side. But, Sadio Mane, you look at him and go, actually, Sadio Mane, when he was at Southampton, he did used to play off that right-hand side. It's just the trend of inverted wingers has continued massively over the last few seasons. And, of course, now we see inverted wingers pretty much everywhere. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli on the opposing side are both inverted wingers. Christian Pulisic likes to play off that left-hand side. And so they're just a few examples from the two games tonight. And the five at the back for Liverpool, that standard five at the back with Alisson in goal, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Then the three across midfield is Thiago, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. And then other than Mohamed Salah, I would say this is Liverpool at their absolute strongest. They've been phenomenal so far this season, Liverpool, and they've managed to carve their way back into position for a Premier League title, and very much against the run of the run of play, the run of people's expectations, as well as Leo putting on a little bit of early pressure on Chelsea here in the other game. But as you can see, Manchester City and Liverpool, 4 points separate them. Liverpool have this game in hand tonight, and Arsenal, they are currently sitting 2 games behind Chelsea with a total of 8 points behind. So they'll want to keep the pressure on Chelsea as well. So lots to play for both of these. Arsenal will be wanting to also take that step away from Manchester United and West Ham, who are breathing down their necks at the moment with the points on the board. But who knows where they'll be following those 3 games that they've got on hand on the 2 teams below them. Who knows where they will be. But let's move on and let's go back to the regular screen. What time are we on? We've got about 10 minutes away. Did you see the Man City the game the other day? I actually didn't, Oliver, and you're going to kill me because I've heard it was a very, very good Crystal Palace performance. I do believe João Cancelo did hit the post, if I am correct on my stats there. I do believe João Cancelo hit the post, and Manchester City will probably rue that, and come that game against Liverpool, where in a few weeks' time, or a few months' time, should I more say, come that game, they will be, asking themselves a few questions like, could we have done more in those games? And who knows, by that time, how many weeks away are we from it? We are about 3 and a bit weeks away from it, and I think we're 4 game weeks away from it, looking at the date we are on currently, because it's the weekend after the 7th of April. The 10th of April, I believe, is when they're playing. And so, who knows? There's quite a few game weeks in there. And Manchester City, if they continue, it's not a slumping form, of course, but if they continue as they are, they may cause themselves a few little problems. Won't worry about the Cancelo shot one bit. Haha. Yeah, not me. No, exactly. It was impressive from Crystal Palace. I have said a few times that Crystal Palace, for a lot of teams, can be a bit of a bogey side, and they obviously proved it. They proved it then, didn't you? Have you taken 4 points off Manchester City this season? Is that correct, Oliver? I feel like that is a correct stat, or at least 2 points at least. I feel like you've done very, very well against Manchester City so far this season. But Chelsea are underway in the other game. We are 5 minutes in. Anthony Martial, who is on the bench for tonight, a familiar face. A lot of you guys will recognise him, who, of course, is on loan from Manchester United. Why did I talk about Martial? I've just named the wrong player there. Why did I just say Martial? Who was I thinking of? I just saw him and was like, thought of his name. Anyway, we'll move on. I cannot remember who I saw then, and Anthony Martial's name came to my head then. But either way, Either way, it's going to be an interesting night tonight with Lille. They've got a lot to prove and maybe benefit themselves, considering there won't be too many. I can't imagine there being too many Chelsea fans here tonight. Depends on when the ticket allocations were sold. Can depend on when the ticket allocations were sold. But let's talk about Arsenal and Liverpool. Do be sure, if you haven't already and you are listening, get your score prediction in for tonight's game. Get your score prediction in. Let me know your thoughts and feelings around tonight's game, because it will be an interesting one. Last time out, I believe at Anfield, was it 4-0? Is that correct? 4-0 at Anfield? I can't see it going that way. Surely it can't go that way. Oh, Tottenham Hotspur have just grabbed themselves a goal at Brighton. So that is the first goal of the evening. They, of course, kicked off at half past 7. So they are about 45 minutes ahead of the game that we are going to be watching tonight. I say about, most likely 45 minutes ahead. But they are 1-0 up. Let's see who the scorer is for tonight as well. If it updates, you can update and tell me who the scorer is. Doesn't look like it's in the mood to tell me at the moment, but there is the first goal of the night. Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 up against Brighton and Hove Albion. Maybe there's a VAR check on that one. It looks like it's either Højbjerg or Romero, because their thing is really high up in terms of what was I going to say? It is Christian Romero. In terms of rating, their rating was really high. That's why I was suggesting that it would be. Oh, I haven't changed the thingy ever. Not changed where the chat box is. Lille do have a corner though in the other game. Where is the chat box on here? And I will move it if I can find it. There we are. There we are. Evening, Shah. How are we doing? I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not sulking too much about Manchester United. That's all I can hope. You're not sulking too much about United going out last night. What a poor game that was for Manchester United. Difficult evening for them. And Mr. Champions League couldn't help them out there, could he? He could not help them out there. He most certainly couldn't. It's I'm looking forward to this game. I'm really looking forward to this game. Got myself a little tinny to enjoy tonight. Like I say, my long weekend starts here. When Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days off in a row. Lovely stuff. A well-deserved break, if you ask me. A well-deserved break. Lille have started really well in the Chelsea game, looking like they're putting on a bit of pressure here. Jonathan David there's just gone down under the tackle from Andreas Christiansen, and it's in a really advanced position here. Kulusevski FPL points. We take that, says Oliver. And people said Ronaldo is the problem. Brighton on for their 6 losses on the bounce. Oh, wow. Wow, why is there only one person watching? I don't know, because I've got it on my phone, because I'm looking at the chat, because I've got on the screen over here, I've got the Chelsea game, and then I've got the Arsenal and Liverpool game up here, so I don't know. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting that that it's telling us there's one person watching tonight. But if you could share it, if you know anyone who would enjoy, Shah and Oliver, who would enjoy, we could do with a few extra viewers, get the chat going. But if not, just keep the chat nice and lively whilst you are in here. I would greatly appreciate that. But Lille have an opportunity here with a free kick from the edge of the box, just outside the D. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff in the other game at the Emirates. Let's see what Lille can do. From range here. This would definitely spice up the tie just a little bit. Would spice the tie up, if you ask me. Let's see what they can do. There's Burak Yilmaz over this free kick. It is Yilmaz and he's blazed it over there. a good opportunity there. He didn't hit it too bad, to be fair. Blazed it over was probably a little bit of a harsh criticism on Borak Yilmaz, but he has smashed it over. Got 72 points this weekend, but forgot to captain Ronaldo in that game, in that Tottenham game. Wow. I captained Harry Kane, so I'm hoping for some goal involvements from Harry Kane tonight, of course. I didn't captain Salah, and that one looks like it may have paid off, but knowing my luck, he'll end up coming on. Knowing my luck, he will end up coming on. Out come the Liverpool players. They're wearing their yellow kit for tonight. In years gone by, this could look like Arsenal in their home kit versus Arsenal in their away kit. Chelsea also playing in yellow tonight. Both games playing in red and yellow. Who knew, eh? Who knew? I don't know how many points I've got this week, Shah, actually. In FPL. I think I'm on 60 at the moment. I am on 60 at the moment. With Dubravka, Alexander-Arnold, Gabriel, Salah, Saka and St. Maximin all left to play. So plenty of players still left to play with another game. And Huddersfield have gone 1-0 down. Oh no. So here we go, ladies and gents. Out come the Liverpool and the Arsenal teams for tonight. Like I say, Liverpool without Mohamed Salah tonight. That is the big talking point. Oh, Oliver's captain Salah. Oh, Oliver. At least he got a goal. He got a goal last time out. And who knows? Liverpool might need him tonight. Maybe that's the thought. Maybe that is the thought, that Liverpool might end up needing him. Who knows? Just watching the lineups here, and then Liverpool versus Arsenal, or Arsenal versus Liverpool, will be underway. Chelsea game still 0-0, 12 minutes on the clock there. The biggest opportunity so far falling from that free kick from Borak Yilmaz. Kante, nice play there down that right hand side. Good little chop there by Azpilicueta, and Kante's given the ball away though. And Leo give it back to Chelsea as quickly as they gave it away again. They didn't count Kulusevski's assist. 65 points. You're still on more than me, Oliver. You are still on more than me. Got 9 points from Matip last week. Yeah, and you might get some points as well tonight, provided there's a clean sheet. Chelsea game very open at the moment, ladies and gents. Very open at the moment. But we do have, of course, the Premier League match starting in a few moments' time. We're about 1 or 2 minutes away from the kickoff. Still looking at the Liverpool lineups at the moment. 4-3-3 for Liverpool, 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal. Martin Ødegaard's been receiving a lot of praise recently, hasn't he? Martin Ødegaard. Ødegaard. He's been receiving a lot of praise, and rightly so. He's in a good bit of form. He is in a good bit of form at the moment. You look like you're in a bad position there, Oliver, I must say. You've got 4 players all playing against each other. So the balance of trying to work out who you want to get points and who you don't. It's a bit of a balancing act for you. Bamba whips in a lovely ball there in the Chelsea game, and that's cleared before it can get through to Jonathan David. Might I remind you guys, we are trying to look to get to 15 likes on this stream as always. So if you could do us the honour or the favour or whatever you want to say of smashing that like button for us, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would really appreciate it. We are on 4 likes at the moment, so thank you to those who have liked. But if you could drop a like for us, that would be absolutely brilliant. About to get ourselves underway here. It seems to be taking a long time to get us underway here, even with me being about a minute or so behind, because of course I'm not on a box. I am on Sky. In essence, with it being on a computer, it's always behind by a minute, which is of course a little bit frustrating. But that is how streams work generally. but it, of course, is a little bit annoying. The players are, as always, taking the knee for Black Lives Matter. And then Jordan Henderson, the Liverpool captain, will get us underway tonight in a heavyweight clash. And that is us underway in this game. An absolute heavyweight monster of a clash here between Liverpool and Arsenal. Let's see who tries to get on the front foot nice and early. You imagine Liverpool will want to make sure that Arsenal can't get a foothold in this game, because if Arsenal grow in confidence, and we've seen them at the moment really growing in confidence, that's lovely play there by Jota to drop it into Henderson. Henderson, who's rolled it out to Mane, who's on that right-hand side. Like I mentioned earlier, Sadio Mane has played on the right for Liverpool in his early years at Liverpool, and of course for Southampton. That cross there nearly caused a few problems for Aaron Ramsdale, and that has gone out for a Liverpool corner with less than a minute on the clock. It was a great ball in from Trent Alexander-Arnold there. A great ball in. Sam on a fire stick. It's only 30 to 45 seconds. I mean, I'm watching it on... I'm watching BT Sport, and that is even still... Let's see how far behind BT Sport is on the Chelsea game. It is 45 seconds behind. So it's always slightly behind. Always slightly. And that is, of course, on a laptop as well. So... as you can see on your screens, it is still, 0-0 everywhere else. And 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur against Brighton. The goal coming there from Christian Romero. Liverpool starting with a little bit of pressure here for Arsenal. A couple of corners for them to defend in the early seconds. Couple of corners. In comes the... corner from, oh my gosh, what a ball that was from Trent, and a good header from Virgil van Dijk at the edge of the box, and that's forced a smart save there. A smart save from Aaron Ramsdale. That is half-time as well in the Spurs game for you, ladies and gents. So Spurs going 1-0 up against Brighton. I was watching Tottenham versus United in a 2.5 minute delay. Blimey. 2.5 minute ain't no good. I can deal with a minute. In comes another corner from Trent. Liverpool mean business in these opening stages. Luis Diaz tries to whip the ball back in there. It's going to fall to Thiago at the edge of the box. Can Martinelli head that one clear? Good touch there by Lacazette, but he's given it back to Fabinho. It's ricocheted and found its way there to Martinelli, and all the way back to Ramsdale. Then Arsenal just need to get a foothold in this game at the moment, and Tierney graciously plays that onto Sadio Mane, and it goes out for a throw-in. Really, really interesting, this one. I think this one, the way it's going to set up and the way it'll look in this game, I think it's going to be fast-moving, good football. But it depends on what Arsenal team shows up. We saw them put a resilient performance in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, which was obviously a really good performance as well, because they were down to 10 men. Ødegaard battling high there, trying to win the ball back from Andy Robertson, and deemed to have given away a foul there. I'm not so sure on that one from Martin Ødegaard. I'm not sure that one was a foul, if I'm honest with you. I think Andy Robertson's got away with one there after almost sleeping on the ball just a little bit. Maybe didn't expect the press from Martin Ødegaard quite so early on there, and he does look very, very annoyed there, Martin Ødegaard. But that shows the intent from Arsenal at the moment, doesn't it? Shows the intent that they're going to try and press Liverpool, trying to cause them problems and not make this easy. In that second leg of the Carabao Cup final, I just spoke the praises of them in the first leg of the semi-final in the Carabao Cup. You know, in the second leg, they weren't anywhere near it, were they? They really weren't, considering they were only 1 goal down. Was it 1 goal down, or was it 0-0? It was 0-0, wasn't it? They were 0-0 going into that next leg, and you'd have thought back to equal numbers and potentially more strength, of course, without Xhaka, they would have done a little bit better. So they will have a lot to prove tonight. Arsenal, let's have a look. Oliver saying Huddersfield Town losing to Millwall. I know. Hopefully they don't bottle this promotion push at the moment. Good layout, by the way, Sam. Looking very nice with the scores on the side. Thank you. I will take that. I will take it. Glad you think it looks good. Millwall 3 points off the playoffs. I don't like that. Preston losing to Luton. I know it's all close down in the Championship. It is all close down in the Championship at the moment. The saving grace for Huddersfield is that they have played a few more games and they are currently sat in third at the top of that. So they've got the points on the board. And as we always say, you'd prefer to have the points on the board. This is where it translates over to Liverpool as well. They're in a similar situation in the sense that, well, in a similar situation to Millwall, where they haven't got the points on the board. But, you know, they've got games in hand and they can use them and they need to make the most of them. And tonight is a very, very big one, especially against the side that Manchester City have beaten twice this season. Don't forget, there was a humongous win in the early weeks of the season. After that poor start, which Arsenal did suffer 3 losses in a row. Championship equals underrated. The thing is with the Championship, I think it is underrated, but I think the competitiveness of it is underrated. I wouldn't say, people say, oh, it's the best league in the world. By implying it's the best, a lot of people think, oh, you mean the best football. In terms of competitiveness, a lot of the time it is the best. It'd just be interesting if we could see Fulham and Norwich both in that division at the same time. Because then we could see how closely matched those two are together. Might make that one even more competitive. Van Dijk just rolling that one back to Alisson, who was putting on a little bit of a press. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to look down the line there for Sadio Mane. It's intercepted though, and the ball is looped back towards Lacazette, given away though, and hooked clear up the line, and Luis Diaz is going to give chase on that one, and Aaron Ramsdale's come out there and made a decision that he needed to get the ball down, but the clearance has only found Fabinho there. Van Dijk, Thiago rolls it out to Robertson. If only we went back to the old Division 1 and 2 league system, that would be awesome. I think you've mentioned that before, and I have no clue how that works previously. I do like the Championship. I want someone new in the Premiership. That's the problem. Fulham, Norwich, Bournemouth, they all seem to come up. But that being said, Bournemouth were a very they were a good addition to the Premier League when they were up here, weren't they? Of course, finished 8th one season as well. I believe the season before they actually got relegated, they finished in the top 10. So I think they were a good addition. I would like to see some new teams coming up, but usually it's the same old, isn't it? And as we see, Blackburn as well are another former Premier League side. Chelsea on the counter-attack in the Chelsea game. Christian Pulisic there, just trying to roll that one through to Kai Havertz, who the ball was just slightly in front of the German, the man in form. I don't think there is a more in-form player at the moment on either of the two pitches than Kai Havertz over the last 6 games in all competitions with 5 goals and 1 assist, despite an expected XG per 90 of 0.5. So definitely scoring more than he probably should at the moment. Saka goes down this right-hand side, and that's fallen to Martinelli. Bounced across the box there, headed clear by Matip and headed forward again by Tierney, but safely into the hands of Alisson Becker. Evening Shrafter. I'd take Huddersfield and Blackburn up. Evening Curly. Didn't realise this bad boy was on tonight. I mean, you should have done. And oh God, Curly, I can't believe you just changed that. Shrafter saying come on Brighton, and Curly saying come on Liverpool. Curly wants a dramatic finish to this Premier League season, and so do I. Chelsea 200-1 winners to still win the Premier League. It's unlikely, but it could happen. It is still mathematically possible for Chelsea to win the Premier League, and until that happens, you can't give up believing. Chelsea have won or taken points away from. Taken points away? Chelsea have won in their last 11 games. They've won 10 games, which is phenomenal. And of course, one of those was the Carabao Cup final. Apologies if I am looking down at my phone. Of course, I am looking at it on my phone because I've got both the Chelsea and the Liverpool games on at the moment, with our main focus being the Liverpool-Arsenal game, but Chelsea and Lille keeping me entertained at the same time. Curly, that PFP, exactly. Some of us don't get notifications, just have to look out. Shah, you should know when I'm going to upload, mate. You should know when I'm going to upload. Crazy things have happened. Are Burnley ruled out of winning the Prem yet? I think they are. I think they must be. I think they must be ruled out of winning the Premier League yet. They must be, surely. There can't be that many points left. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 10 minutes on the clock at the moment. If you haven't already, do be sure to smash that like button for us. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But 10 minutes on the clock. Liverpool have made the brighter start so far. Arsenal just trying to creep their way into this game, though. At the moment, trying to hit on the counter-attack, apply a bit of pressing whilst they can. Almost a half-court press. If you're a basketball fan, you'll know exactly what I mean there. Half-court press rather than chasing the defenders in their own half. They're just waiting until they get into the Arsenal half, and then they will assume the press from there. Sam, you watching Tom's Newcastle boys tomorrow? Not tomorrow, because tomorrow is my graduation day, so I will be out and about having a good old celebration there. Oh, Thiago Silva under a bit of pressure there. He's done well to win a foul. Thiago Silva in the Chelsea game there. He's done well to win a foul there. Bamba putting him under all kinds of pressure. All kinds of pressure there. The game is resumed at the Emirates Stadium. Here is Andy Robertson. Rolls it into Van Dijk. Back to Robertson once again. Now they're starting to apply that full court press, if you will. Congrats, mate. Thank you, Shah. Graduation, you're like 23. What's that meant to mean? Like, am I not supposed to be graduating yet? Or is that I'm old to be graduating? I'm 22, by the way. Chelsea have a penalty. I don't think they do, Shrafter. Unless you're that far ahead of me, but I don't think you can be. I don't think you can be. Famous last words, that one, isn't it? Arsenal getting a bit of play down there. That's a lovely ball there to find Saka, but Saka's touch is a bit dodgy, and Robertson's able to sweep up. Van Dijk nearly plays Robertson back into trouble there, and Liverpool able to regain possession once more. Liverpool look calm and confident on the ball at the moment. Looking calm and comfortable on the ball when they go forward. I saw an interesting thing the other day from the F2, talking to Robertson and talking about him and Trent Alexander-Arnold. How do they train to cross a ball as they do at pace? And I think it's really interesting that rather than sort of keeping themselves running full gas, if you will, what he said is both of them will slow down 2 or 3 strikes before they then whip in the corner or the ball. Sorry, the cross is the better way to say that. Before whipping in the cross, and it's interesting that they do that because then it allows them to put in those dangerous balls, but almost hit them not as the set pieces, dead balls. I got them merged together there. Not as if they're set pieces, but it does allow them to get that extra whippage on them and then create the accuracy and the speed and momentum that they would also get from a dead ball. So really interesting. Gabriel there looking forward towards Martinelli, who's done well to win that one in the air and drop it off to Kieran Tierney. Here is Martinelli going down the left-hand side. He's breezed away from Trent Alexander-Arnold there, and he's going to look to put one across the box. And oh my gosh, Alisson, I don't know what he did there, but he missed the ball. And Robertson, thankfully for him, was right behind. Afternoon, Fraser. How are we doing? Henderson into the feet of Jota. That's a lovely ball over the top. Here's Sadio Mane, and that is eventually deemed to be a foul there. Offside even. I thought it was going to be a foul. Thought it was going to be a foul. 1 + 1 equals Burnley finishing's lead position. What? They're going to finish in second, Curly? Is that what you're saying? Still 0-0 in the Chelsea game, in case you are wondering. In case you are wondering, it is still 0-0 and still 0-0 as well in the other game, which is Juventus versus Villarreal. So, as you were at the moment. Europa League tomorrow night as well. Do let me know who you think's going to win the Europa League. And, of course, we've got a smaller game week this weekend in the Premier League with FA Cup resuming as well. Chelsea do take on Middlesbrough there. Middlesbrough, who've come through a tough route already. A very, very tough route already with Spurs and Manchester United being beaten by them. Looks like Chelsea are going to be making a substitution in France tonight, as Christensen is getting a little bit of treatment. 30 minutes on the clock. Thomas Tuchel forced into a substitution already, and Andreas Christensen does look a little bit groggy. Back to Liverpool though. Luis Diaz trying to break up that left-hand side, and Cedric Suarez has done well there to keep Luis Diaz under wraps. That looks like it's going to be an absolute mismatch, doesn't it, down that right-hand side? I heard Josh saying the other night that he has to pinch himself sometimes to remember that Cedric Suarez is actually a Premier League footballer. And tonight he's got probably one of the most informed players in Luis Diaz up against him. So it most certainly will be a very, very interesting game for him, and potentially a big game to prove himself as well. Fabinho there tries to clear it, rockets it off Erdegaard instead. Don't worry, Curly, you can stay in the chat. I won't be what's the word? I won't be referring to you as Virgil van Dijk anymore tonight. And evening to Jake as well. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while in one of these. But supporting United is more painful than a Sunday shift at the Blacksmith Arms. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't get fed during being a Manchester United fan. No one feeds you. So, good to see you though, Jake. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you are doing well. And Christensen has eventually come off in the Chelsea game as well. Trevor Chalobah, the young man, is coming on in that game. Lovely ball there by Thiago to find Trent. Trent tries to put the ball across the box there, looking for Sadio Mane. I think he'd have been offside, but that was a defence cutting pass here. And here go Arsenal potentially. Good defending there by Fabinho. Ridiculous standing tackle to nick that one away from Martinelli. Here's Jota. Jota drops it back to Jordan Henderson. Henderson back into Jota. Liverpool just taking their time. Maybe need a bit of urgency in the final third, though. Ooh. A free kick on the edge of the box in the Lille game. Trevor Chalobah nearly gave away fouls 3 times, all from the same position. That's maybe a bit of a weakness of Trevor Chalobah. It's the same one as the one where Jacob Murphy at the weekend ran him ragged. Got a new chair this week, so can't complain. Fair enough, Jake. And Villarreal are going to win, says Curly. Villarreal are going to win. Interesting. Here goes Sadio Mane. Oh, is that a foul there from Gabriel? Referee says nothing doing. If that's not a foul, ref, I tell you what, Sadio Mane should be in the book for that. He should be in the book for that. He's flopped like a little fish there. I must be honest with you. Jota, oh, he just shrugs his player out the way and gives away a foul there with nearly 20 minutes on the clock. Back to France, though. What can they do with this free kick, which was given away by Trevor Chalobah? Bamba's gone out here to take the free kick. This would apply a little bit of pressure on Chelsea. Referee just having a word with Aspilicueta and Botman. Of course, Botman was heavily linked with Newcastle United. So let's see what they were looking to get. How were they looking to sturdy up their defence? In comes the free kick. It's whipped in and flapped out slightly there by Mendy. He's done well, though. He's managed to clear it. It's whipped back in once again. There's Botman in there. There's Yilmaz was in there. And it's eventually been cleared, but the Lille players are adamant that there was a handball in there, and I'm sure VAR will take that one and have a look at it. Curly says bring on Salah in the Liverpool game. And there is a potential penalty check going on in France as well. And VAR have just stopped the Chelsea game. Have just stopped the Chelsea game for a potential handball. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It has hit his arm, yes, but... Oh, I'm not sure. Ball over the top in the Liverpool game. Looking for Saka there. Safely into the hands, though, of Alisson. Oh, I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure. I can see him giving it, but I can also see him not giving it because he's not brought his arm down. It's just a natural way. He can't keep his arm up in the air, Jorginho. He's gone to the... He has gone to the screen, though. He has gone to the screen, though, the referee. All the drama happening in France at the moment. All the drama happening in France. I think he's going to have to give it here. I think he's giving this penalty. Arsenal just playing the ball around at the halfway stage, and they've given the penalty. They've given the penalty in France. So Edouard Mendy needs to step up here. It was the penalty genius himself, Jorginho, who gave away the penalty for a handball. You've definitely seen him given, haven't you? Definitely seen him given. Tierney rolls it out to Martinelli. Martinelli just waiting for the penalty to be taken here. Jorginho's appealing his innocence, but the referee seems to... He's made his decision. He's not going to change his mind now. And Aspilicueta is just trying to calm things down a little bit. And for some reason, Benjamin Andre there has just come in and started shoving the Chelsea captain. It's going to be Burak Yilmaz who takes the penalty here. Cedric Suarez in the other game is going to take a shot there. I thought Lacazette was going to get his toe on that. If he'd have got his toe on it, I'll tell you what, that could have caused some problems there for Alisson. So here's the penalty in France. Burak Yilmaz up against Edouard Mendy. It's Yilmaz versus Mendy. Yilmaz scores. Oh, Burak Yilmaz has scored. He has scored. And now it's game on. It is game on. It's definitely game on. Oh, gosh. Gosh, it's game on. It's a good penalty from Burak Yilmaz. It is most certainly a good penalty from Burak Yilmaz to find the back of the net there. Good pen, to be fair, says Shah. It was. He knew where he was placing that one. Never in doubt, that one from Burak Yilmaz. But that is 1-0 to Lille, so we could just do with a goal here, just to make this game a little bit more exciting. Oh, pardon me. Arsenal have just been growing into this game. Whilst all of that's been happening in France, Arsenal have just been building into this game. Martinelli rolls it out wide to Tierney. Tierney chops back on himself twice. Really good play there from Tierney. Oh, he's tried to use his right foot. Why would you use your right foot, Kieran? Why would you use your right foot? And Partey's given away a foul there. Has he? No, he hasn't. Referee says no. I was adamant that was a penalty there. A free kick there. Partey's looking forward again. Saka's getting so much room and joy down this right-hand side by hugging that touchline, trying to move Andy Robertson out onto that wide left so that you can maybe move a Martin Odegaard or a Lacazette into one of those channels. Maybe. Oh, again, another questionable free kick decision there from the referee. I thought Odegaard, the combination of Odegaard and Lacazette, to be honest with you, I don't see there's much wrong in that. I don't think there's much wrong in that. The referee, it's maybe the first connection for Martin Odegaard there, but Arsenal could have hit them on the counter-attack. Arsenal most certainly could have hit them on the counter-attack. Kovacic. Oh, tries to pop that one off, and Leo looked full of confidence in this other game as well. Back to Arsenal versus Liverpool, though. Who do we reckon is going to be the first goal scorer then? Shah says tries to watch the Chelsea game on Total Sport app, but it's too delayed. I mean, I'm watching it on BT, so it's not... well, it is delayed. It's still delayed by about 45 seconds, but at least the notifications don't go off like on my watch or my phone before that point, which is obviously useful. Doesn't spoil the game for me, which it has happened a few times whilst I've been on different websites and different places. Luis Diaz looks to switch that one out wide. He's done well there to find Trent. Trent Alexander-Arnold's got a bit of space. Lovely ball into Jota. Jota has 8 men around him. Arsenal's defensive compactness is on point tonight, I tell you what. And that ball from Trent there, Jota just dummied it and let it run to no one. And that's a good touch that time, though, by Jota to find Mane. Mane tries to clip it in. Xhaka's underneath it, though. And it's cleared by Martinelli once again. Matip tries to play one down the line there, looking for the run of Sadio Mane, but wasn't quite on the same wavelength. How's work, Sam? You ain't getting many points this week. Not gonna lie. No, I'm not. But work's been all right. It's been busy. It's been busy. I've been looking forward to the long weekend they've got this weekend. Definitely been looking forward to that and chilling out and hopefully watching 2 good football matches. But I was hoping for Chelsea to absolutely batter Lille tonight, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. Champions of Europe. Of course not. Anything happened in the Juventus game? Not that I can work out at the moment. There doesn't seem to have been anything too clear-cut. The expected goals, total shots, it does look like Juventus are on top at the moment, but they need to score. Their expected goals is 1, so their XG is 1 at the moment. So potentially there's a couple of big opportunities that have been missed in that game. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us, and I'll keep you up to date with everything going on across the games tonight in the Champions League and the Premier League. Chelsea do have a free kick. Marcus Alonso's over this in an advanced position in France. Let's see what Alonso can do. Liverpool just playing around in midfield here. Marcus Alonso to whip this one in. It's straight into the wall there and behind for a Chelsea corner. Andy Robertson, though, in the Liverpool game. Lovely ball into Jota. Oh, the touch wasn't quite right there from Jota, and he could only flick it on to Gabriel, who's managed to hoof the ball up the field. Chelsea's response, though, by the looks of things, has been very, very positive. Very positive. I still think it's a shame the away goal rule went. I do. I think it just spiced it up just slightly. I'm not going to lie. I think it just gave a little bit of spice to that. I think that's the important reason. And Tottenham have grabbed themselves a second goal against Brighton tonight. So Brighton 6 games without a win. If Oliver has quoted that one correctly, it does look like 6 games without a win. Still yet to have a goal tonight, though, between Arsenal and Liverpool in tonight's featured match. And it's Harry Kane with the goal, according to Shah. It is Harry Kane. Come on. Let's be having you. Where's the Chelsea game gone? Why he disappeared? Oh, excuse me. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, I thought he kept that on, I thought he kept that one on, Trent. I thought he had. There's about a minute left in the Chelsea game before half-time. Very, very important that Chelsea get to half-time now with this lead, on aggregate at least, still intact. And important as well for Lille that they go in with their lead intact as well. It can completely change the team talk if either team scores. The second half will definitely be spiced up. 3 minutes of added time in the Chelsea game in France against Lille. The goal coming from Burak Yilmaz. Still 0-0 though in Arsenal versus Liverpool tonight in the clash of the heavyweights in the Premier League, as fourth place Arsenal take on second place and title chasing Liverpool. The big opportunities really haven't come at the moment. There was a opportunity from a header with inside the first few minutes for Liverpool, but other than that, no really too many clear-cut opportunities for either side at the moment. That's a lovely ball though to find Saka, and Saka's looking down that line for Martin Ødegaard, who's putting a press on Van Dijk, and a little bit of a miscommunication there between Van Dijk and Alisson, and Van Dijk just looked a little bit peeved, didn't he? He looked a little bit annoyed at Alisson for not coming and grabbing that. Sam, can you donate me some FPL points? Sam, can you be Alan Smith? These are a lot of questions for me to do. Brighton get battered everywhere they go. Come on, Son, do something. Oh, and you, Kulizeski. We're all hoping for some FPL points at the moment, aren't we? Absolutely, absolutely. And it is half-time in the Juventus game. It is 0-0 Juventus versus Villarreal. As my stream for the Liverpool game just decides to take a break on itself. Not quite sure why you've done that, but not very useful, is it? Not very useful. We've got a minute and a half left in the Chelsea game here until half-time. Minute and a half left of football. Of course, Chelsea 1-0 down thanks to that Burak Yilmaz goal. A penalty conceded by the penalty king himself, Jorginho. Got 3 from Kulizeski. Is that it? Oh, what is... My laptop's really annoying me as well because the drop-down bar at the top has popped up and now I can't click to exit tabs and refresh and that kind of thing. Jorginho with a bit of space here. Rolls it in, looking for Christian Pulisic! Oh, it's in! Oh! What a finish that is from Christian Pulisic! The LeBron James of football! Gets himself a goal! Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. And Chelsea have got themselves that 2-goal cushion. They've got their 2-goal cushion back right on the stroke of half-time. What a lovely finish there from the LeBron James of football. What a lovely ball. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And Christian Pulisic gets himself on the score sheet. Jorginho's made up for his mistake there. What a lovely, lovely ball in behind that was. A lovely ball in behind. Why can't I get the Liverpool game on now? What is going on? Right, there we are. Blimey. Blimey. Come on then. Oh, I'm even further behind. Brilliant. Oliver's annoyed at Lille. But Christian Pulisic with a lovely, delicate little finish to get them back in it. Oh, that might fall to Lacazette. It is half-time in the Chelsea game. So half-time in the Champions League games. And that's a effort on target, well, off target by Granit Xhaka there. Just rolled back to him at the edge of the box and whipped wide there. Lovely finish from Christian Pulisic in that other game. Sam just watched Chelsea versus Lille instead. This game is dead. I know, I am watching them both, but it's helpful for half-time, isn't it? It is helpful for half-time. I can see this one. Now I can see this one being a draw. I can see it being a draw, I must say. I must say. Thank you to those guys who are watching at the moment. We are currently on 7 likes, so I do appreciate that one. I do appreciate that. If we can get ourselves up to 10 likes, that would be absolutely fantastic, and I would greatly appreciate that. In fact, I don't need the sound on. I don't know my fruits. I don't need the sound on for this game. I can put the sound on for the Liverpool game now, can't I? I was putting the sound on for the Chelsea game, so then if I wasn't, like, watching it and watching the other game than I could see. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Liverpool. Let's have something. Let's have something. Before we have the world's most boring game in the world. Robertson nearly inadvertently flicks that to Lacazette. And Lacazette's done well there. He's used his body really well against Big Verge. Sorry, not you again, Curly. Sorry to keep getting you confused. Against Virgil van Dijk. Suarez going to whip this one in. Cedric Suarez, that is. Not his teeth are offside, Luis Suarez. Oh, well read there by Partey. Partey done really, really well. The ovation of applause there from Arsenal was brilliant. It'd have been louder. I'm sure it'd have been much louder had he actually played the ball forward. The ball clipped forward there by Gabriel, looking for Saka, intercepted by Robertson. Robertson has been stern so far in this game. 3-0 to Liverpool. It's got to be, says Curly. Cedric whips this one in. Headers clear there by, I believe that was Fabinho getting himself in. And Mane's given away the ball this time. Arsenal's press is ongoing and constant at the moment. Liverpool struggling to get themselves out. I'd like to say that Arsenal are on the front foot, but unfortunately Arsenal's passing and their distribution and their choices of passing haven't been great. They keep looking for that long ball over the top, trying to spread Liverpool by putting Saka wide on that left-hand side, or the right-hand side, sorry, Liverpool's left-hand side. But at the moment, it's just not quite working because Robertson is almost standing off just a little bit. He's almost looking and going, right, if I stay a bit closer to Virgil and I, don't go too close to Saka, I can cover any potential runs that Lacazette might make into the channel in between Van Dijk and Robertson, but he can also cover that wide right-hand side as well. And when you've got two monumental defenders that are Van Dijk and Joel Matip, then of course there is always going to be plenty of well, I was going to say plenty of risk. What I meant was plenty of cover and less risk when it comes to a ball being crossed in. Go enjoy some food, Curly. I've got myself a nice chocolate bar over here, a Dairy Milk Crunchy, with Crunchy being my favourite, and like I say, on a long weekend. So why not enjoy myself? Why not, treat myself? Why not, ladies and gents? Why not? 35 minutes on the clock. And still 0-0 here. Here goes Gabriel Martinelli. Goes straight past Trent Alexander-Arnold here. Martinelli cuts back. Tries to get himself away. There's a yellow wall in front of him. Xhaka looks to switch it to Saka. And Saka, the ball was just slightly in front of him there. And not the greatest of touches from the young England international. But the Arsenal fans really getting behind their team at the moment. Really supporting them and showing that they appreciate at least the good attempts at football at the moment. They are seeming to take the game to Liverpool. They're not wanting to sit back. That was a massive criticism, wasn't it, of Arsenal against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg, was they didn't look to take the ball to Liverpool, take the game to Liverpool. They were very cautious and they were almost looking to play the full 120 minutes, including extra time. And tonight, obviously they don't have that option, but tonight they are most certainly looking to push forward and put in a good shift. Good soup, good soup. The 60-minute bonus points came in. Nice, nice. 73 FPL points, good stuff. Tasty. Here's Xhaka. Oh, he looked for a reverse ball there for Kieran Tierney. He's won it back, though, nicely. Here's Partey at the edge of the box. Good tackle there by Sadio Mane, of all people. And here goes Jota into Luis Diaz, who's done really well to skip beyond Gabriel. The Arsenal players are getting back a lot quicker than the Liverpool players are getting forward, though. Causing Liverpool a few problems moving forward, I must say. Van Dijk finds Robertson. Back into Van Dijk once again. Here is Thiago, who finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back into Luis Diaz. 1-2 with Trent. Luis Diaz looks forward and goes back instead to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know what Sean means about this game being a little bit dead at the moment. It's very, very quiet for both sides. No real clear-cut opportunities have arisen, unlike in the Chelsea game. Thiago drops it off, gives it to Andy Robertson. Van Dijk back into Robertson. Oh, come on, Liverpool. You've got to be a bit more cutthroat than this. I know that there's being patient and then there's this. There's being patient and then there's this. And then Jota tries to clip the ball forward, looking towards Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's played it out of play. They need to find that line at the moment, Liverpool. They're not quite moving the ball fast enough in wide areas at the moment. And as a result of that, it's very easy for Arsenal. Arsenal's bank of almost 8 players that are sat in front of Liverpool, in front of the goal, is becoming ridiculously hard for Liverpool to break down at the moment. Of course, they have the talent, and a one fantastic ball from Thiago can definitely do that. But at the moment, it just doesn't seem like there's any movement in that final positions, in that final third. And, you know, I spoke about it in the game between Chelsea and Newcastle at the weekend. All it takes is one good bit of movement, and that's what Chelsea got with Havertz and one keen eye from Jorginho. Trent Alexander-Arnold whips it in, looking for Jota there. It's been headed clear, and Arsenal might be able to counter-attack, but Fabinho's intercepted. Here's Henderson. Henderson stands one up, looking for Mane. Mane can't quite get on the ball there, and Saka's come back and cut back well and done his defensive duties and cleared it up the line. Only as far as Robertson, though. That was a little bit better from Liverpool, but the cross in the final third wasn't great enough. Robertson finds Van Dijk once again. Here's Joel Matip. Matip on one of those signature runs forward into Trent Alexander-Arnold, but there's no one in the box. There's no one in the box at the moment for Liverpool. Maybe this is where they're missing Mohamed Salah. And I know this is going to sound weird, but I think they're missing Salah because Jota isn't focused and committed on going forward. They're acting very much as a fluid front three, but as a result of that, Jota is more concerned about moving out onto the right or moving out onto the left and swapping with Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, and therefore not spearheading that attack like you would expect him to, or he tends to do when Mohamed Salah is on the field of play. Maybe a Roberto Firmino could be more effective in doing that because he won't go out onto that right-hand side or the left-hand side. He will play through the middle. I know obviously he does drop back a lot though. Here comes the corner from Trent Alexander-Arnold, cleared there by Gabriel. Hoiked back in once again by Thiago, and that's into the hands of Ramsdale. And Ramsdale's going to look to take this kick quickly as he looks to stretch Liverpool, looking long for Gabriel Martinelli, and that is cleared by Alisson. Martinelli, though, wins it back on the halfway line. He's doing really well here, Gabriel Martinelli, the Brazilian. Good play from him. Ramsdale looking to ping one out. He's looking to get that distribution. That was probably one of the things about Jordan Pickford that just, for me, over the last season or so, maybe not this season, but the last season or so, put him above put him above Aaron Ramsdale, was that distribution. And maybe he can improve it now. Maybe he can improve it this season. Of course, on current form, Jordan Pickford, for me, third choice goalkeeper for England. I think that's only fair. But that being said, Nick Pope also hasn't been very good. I think the only one we can say who's definitely going at the moment is Aaron Ramsdale. Could be on for his 13th clean sheet of the season tonight if Arsenal carry on this way. That's a ball looking over the top there for Sadio Mane. Intercepted well by Ben White, formerly of Leeds and Brighton. Brighton still remain 2-0 down against Spurs at home. And the other games are, of course, Chelsea drawing 1-1 following goals from Borak Yilmaz from the spot and a lovely tidy finish from Christian Pulisic. And even into Harry Kearns, who we've not seen you in a while for a little while. In a while for a little while. We haven't seen you in the chat for a little while, Harry. How are we doing? How are we doing? He says cycling GK for England World Cup. Potentially, you know, if he puts in a good shift, he could be someone like a good Scotty Carson. Get Scotty Carson in. Get Scotty Carson in the England World Cup squad. I'm telling you now, get him in there. Get him in there. But I hope you're doing well, Harry, and thank you for stopping by. Ben White nicks that one back. Lovely play there. Here's Martin Ødegaard trying to move the ball fast into Xhaka. Xhaka finds Tierney. Tierney's going to look to clip one in here and looking for Saka there. Headed clear though, just about by Liverpool. And Hoyt is the phrase I'm going to use. Clear by Fabinho. Looks like we're going to go in at half-time here with Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Not the worst of first halves. Liverpool will have been hoping for better, looking to have sealed this game done and dusted. But, you know, at the moment they haven't quite done that, have they? They have not quite done that. And as a result, I think they'd be happy with a 0-0, especially with some of the momentum that Arsenal have taken into this. Ødegaard rolls it into Lacazette. Lacazette's going to shoot. Good tackle by Fabinho once again. And Jordan Henderson can now look forward and take it away for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to clip one forward, looking towards Sadio Mane. Good touch by Mane. Oh, he's put it over. He's put it over. I'm not sure if that was good defending or poor finishing. I'm not sure if that's good defending or poor finishing there from Sadio Mane. It was a delightful ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold. How he sees that pass, I don't know. It looks like it was poor finishing from Sadio Mane just when they needed him. And he has blazed it over. And Huddersfield Town have gone 2-0 down. Oh, I'm rhyming as well, and that's even worse. And that is half-time. It is Liverpool and Arsenal, who haven't broken the deadlock at the moment. It is still 0-0 at half-time between the two sides. We spoke about the importance of Liverpool's game in terms of their season, and it could be that Liverpool miss up on an opportunity here to gain some points and gain back a couple of points and leave themselves 1 point behind. Was it a good Chelsea goal? It most certainly was a good little finish from Christian Pulisic, who got the goal. A lovely ball slid in by Jorginho, starting to show his attacking class as well as his defensive class for Chelsea. A lovely ball rolled in by Jorginho for Christian Pulisic, and what a finish it was from Christian Pulisic. Emphatic across the goal, slid it in nicely, and a lovely piece of play. A lovely piece of play. We're not going to do a half-time game here, ladies and gents, because, as I'm sure you can guess, considering this game started 15 minutes after the Chelsea game started, we do, in fact, have Chelsea and Lille kicking off in a few moments. What we will do is, whilst this is going on, we will take a look at some of the half-time ratings for you in the Liverpool game, and let's sort of highlight who some of the good players are. Chelsea are making a few substitutions at half-time though. It looks like Thomas Tuchel has had enough and he's bringing on Mason Mount. Of course, you guys know how much I sing his praises, but Thomas Tuchel bringing him on tonight. I'm not sure who he's brought him on for though. I was trying to look at the number there, hence why I stooped in towards the camera there. But I'm not sure who he's brought him on for there. I need to have a double check. It is Mateo Kovacic. So Chelsea again have failed to use that three across midfield very efficiently. They did it against Manchester City. You can quote me if I'm wrong on that one, but they did do it against Manchester City when we did lose 1-0, and it didn't work out for them then, and it doesn't look like it's working out for them in France as well tonight. Let me get the football for the Chelsea game back on my screen, but as you can see on your screen right now, I've just seen Harry has put in another comment. Tuchel to stay at Chelsea after this season, good fit for United, plus he can't be sacked. No, he can't be sacked because of Chelsea's transfers problems, but potentially they could find themselves with Thomas Tuchel looking to go out the door. It depends on who the new managers are, the new owners, apologies, are of Chelsea, if Thomas Tuchel fits their mould and what they think. But I think Thomas Tuchel loves Chelsea enough so that he'll at least stick it out for a season or so. I don't think I don't think he'll go to United. I can't imagine him doing that. Definitely not in this climate. It's too big a job. You've got to be confident that you're doing that. And for him to then go on and fail at of course, Manchester United potentially would not only tarnish his reputation at Chelsea, but like I say, would be a really, really big ask. And Shafter Bailey going, he's not leaving. He's got you there, Harry. He's not leaving. We're not allowed to sell the club. We are allowed to sell the club, but none of the proceeds are allowed to go to Roman Abramovich. So the government are selling the club, and all of the 2 billion or whatever it is will be donated to charities and different things and stuff with the UK government. So we are still able to be sold. The deadline is, I do believe, this Friday. The deadline for Abramovich was supposed to be yesterday, but obviously we aren't going by Abramovich's thing. But let's have a look at the squad ratings for you, ladies and gents. And these are the ratings from that first half between Arsenal and Liverpool. And to be honest with you, I think Shah hit the nail on the head, in the sense that it wasn't the greatest of first halves of football. It's not going to go down in football in history as a classic game between these two absolutely fantastic clubs and fantastic sides. But as you can see, I've been saying sort of in that first half, and talking about Andy Robertson, that Arsenal have been looking to exploit that right hand side of Bukayo Saka and that left hand side of Andy Robertson, and at the moment he's just sizing up Bukayo Saka nicely. He is just sort of letting Saka go out wide. They look for that long ball, and then as soon as the ball is played, then he goes over and intercepts. And I think that is very reflective. That match rating, of course, for Andy Robertson there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, another player with a high rating. And can you guys see that momentum bar? You can see half of it. You can see half of it. But the momentum bar is really the first sort of 10 minutes, which you guys cannot see on there, is all Liverpool. And then as you can see from there on, it's been a little bit quiet, not too much attacking momentum. It's been very much a midfield game, and summed up by the fact that the ball possession is very similar between the two sides. Lots of passes going on, high pass accuracy for the two teams as well. And we spoke earlier, didn't we, about who would be playing off that right-hand side. Of course, now we do know it will be Sadio Mane. Probably the best way to say it. In terms of Arsenal, though, Arsenal have been a little bit quiet. They did get themselves into the game a little bit. As you can see on the attacking momentum thing here, they've managed to get themselves in just a little bit to cause a few problems. But overly, it's been okay for Liverpool. Overly, it has been okay. And like I mentioned, Diego Jota on a 6.4. He hasn't really been leading the line tonight, has he, for Liverpool. He's been trying to do that Firmino role, but because Salah isn't there, he's been trying to drift out wide as well and help out Sadio Mane, who of course is playing in a foreign position to that he is used to. And so it's not really working at the moment. I do think Jurgen Klopp will change this if it gets to 60 minutes and Liverpool are still drawing. Of course, he definitely will change it, but I can see him changing it sooner because I don't think he'll be happy with the way that his team has played so far. But those are the ratings for you at the moment, and as you can see on your screen there are just the squad ratings. The words going from my mouth. There are the scores on the doors as they stand. Half-time, of course, in Arsenal-Liverpool. Tottenham 8 minutes away from another victory and a 2-0 victory against Brighton and Hove Albion. Goals coming from Harry Kane and Christian Romero. And then Lille, Chelsea 1-1 at the moment, which is going on, and I'll keep you up to date with that as it develops. And of course, Juventus Villarreal, the game that a lot of people were like, don't bother watching. Looks like it's going to be the most exciting one at the moment, doesn't it? It looks like it's going to be an exciting one, and it looks like it's going to go right down to the end Absolutely so, absolutely. But like I say, it is half time. We will be underway soon, and I would just, for now, we're just going to keep watching the Chelsea game, because why not? It's been exciting that first half, hasn't it? Been exciting that first half for Chelsea. Well, for Chelsea, for both sides. Lille not out of it at the moment. Shafter saying, Curly's back. Good to see, good to see. Curly, you have just missed Harry Kearns, so you are unfortunate with that timing. I don't know if he's still here. I can just imagine Chelsea on a Sunday League pitch in the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League. Absolutely. Chelsea on a Sunday League pitch would be hilarious. It most certainly would. It most certainly would. Oh my gosh, Burak Yilmaz with a headed opportunity there, which was not far away whatsoever from Edouard Mendy's goal. He just had to be on his toes there, Edouard Mendy. He wasn't sure that was off wide. It's a really good header, actually, after some good play from Jonathan Bamba down that right-hand side. And Chelsea just running it a little bit dangerously. Good feet, though. Really good feet from Bamba. But let's not forget that Lille aren't out of this. This is going to sound so stupid and the most Michael Owen quote in the world. But one goal, and all they need is one goal. You know, 2 goals isn't a big margin. It's not a big margin, and anything can happen. How many times have we seen teams won 3-1, 4-1? I'm sure Shah will tell you we've seen a team lose 4-1 quite recently, haven't we? In a derby. Evening, Max. How are we doing? You missed yeah, you did, Curly. Scroll up. He's like, after Schrafter has been, chatting away with me, you missed him. And how are we doing, Max? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Ring, ring. As Kellick is looking to go off in the Chelsea game. It was a good header, wasn't it, from Burak Yilmaz? It was a really... He's got it well, actually. Trevor Chalobah probably should have kept an eye on his man closer, but I think he needed a call from someone behind him, if I'm brutally honest with you. Trevor Chalobah, because he's just jumped for the ball and not really kept an eye on who he's marking and what's happening in that sense. Max predicted 1-1 in the Lille-Chelsea game. Rudiger outside the foot pass there, looking for Kai Havertz, and Diallo nearly got himself into a bit of a mess there. That's why I went, because the keeper, Jardim, really underplayed that pass. Really underplayed that pass for Diallo. And Botman's now feeling his gluteus maximus, otherwise more colloquially known as his butt. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That looked like it was off the ball. That looks like a muscle injury, if I've ever seen one. Doing fine, thanks, Sam. Didn't realise you were streaming. I mean, you should have done. You should have done, because I have actually done community posts about it. I don't know why my stuff doesn't come up with notifications to tell people when they're live. Like, I've been signed into my other account and I haven't got the notification for it. I don't know what's going on at the moment, why YouTube are just being annoying, if I'm honest with you, but there we are. There we are. Werner greater than Jesus. After I thought of that in a different context. Yeah, that would make less sense, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be the weirdest comparison in the world, wouldn't it? Most certainly would. Guys, we're on 7 likes. If you can see that, if you're looking at your phone right now, or your laptop, or whatever you're watching on, and you can see that that like button hasn't been smashed, then what are you doing? Be sure to smash that like button for us. That would be absolutely fantastic. Try to get ourselves up to that goal of 15 likes, which we set for every single stream. And thank you to those who are watching tonight and who have been supporting the channel. What a little bit of a dry spell in terms of streams at the moment. Let's have a look at the last few. 179, 206, 127. God, that was poor. 238, 274, 149, 362. So on a little bit of a dry spell, but thank you to those who continuously watch the streams and support the streams. I really do appreciate it. Sometimes I get the notifications, but sometimes I don't. That's frustrating, isn't it? That is most certainly frustrating, especially when I've gone through all this effort. There is a crack in my phone where I smashed the like button on your stream, Sam. That's how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be, Max. There is just a player down here. I believe it was Botman. Who is, yeah, it is still Botman who's down. So Chelsea's game hasn't resumed for a little while. Huddersfield 2-0 down. Yes, I know. You don't have to remind us. You don't have to remind us. How does that shape up the league, Curly? If you could let me know. How does that shape up the league in terms of points and games played? Liverpool coming back out onto the field. Diego Jota, the first man to reappear, and the camera's focusing on him after a quiet performance in that first half for the Portuguese starlet. He'll be disappointed with that first half, but plenty of talent for Liverpool to bring in off the bench, of course. Mohamed Salah, the main man on the bench at the moment, potentially. With an opportunity, you know, with an opportunity. Still in third, but we're going to bottle it, says Curly. I hope not. I hope not. Tickets to see Bournemouth this weekend, Huddersfield versus Bournemouth, is only a tenner. It's a shame I'm at home, otherwise I'd more than happily spend a tenner to go and watch Huddersfield versus Bournemouth. That'd be a brilliant game of football. A brilliant game of football. Out come the Arsenal players, though. A little bit of mind games there. They just let the Liverpool players left them waiting just a little bit. And Arsenal have made their way back onto the pitch eventually. No substitutions in this game then. No substitutions in these games. So, Arsenal, Liverpool, I wouldn't say they're happy. I'd say Arsenal are probably pleased with that first half performance. Only 3 points between third and seventh. That's not good, is it? You don't want to drop out. You definitely don't want to drop out. But Arsenal will be pleased with that first half. They've kept themselves in it. They've created a couple of mediocre opportunities. No shot on target for them, though, at the moment. But Liverpool will be the team that is more annoyed with that first half. They'll have been looking to push on nice and early and break down Arsenal. Credit where what did I just say? Credit where credit's due to Arsenal at the moment. They have been able to defend well for the most part, and Sven Botman has come off in the Lille game. Like I mentioned, he looks like he's just pulled a muscle there. He pulled up, and it looks like that will be the end of his game. Hopefully that is a speedy recovery for him. A good young talent, like I say, who was massively linked with Newcastle over that January transfer window. Lovely ball by Jota. There's a ball through to Mane. Mane! There we are. Is he off? Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Oh, he's offside. I thought that was it. It was a lovely ball from Jota in the first place to find Henderson, who found a little bit of space. And yeah, he's offside. He's half a yard offside there, Sadio Mane. No wonder he could get away from Gabriel, who isn't a slouch. And it remains at 0-0. It remains at 0-0. No Mane, why? I know. So close. So close. A good finish, though, from Sadio Mane. Shows intent, that. Let's go over to France, though, with Alonso, who's got a free kick straight into the wall. And might fall to... Ooh. Rudiger, that was a weird strike. He put a load of side spin and side swing on that. I tell you what, it looked a lot further away than it was. The keeper was overly calm there, overly calm. Trent Alexander-Arnold, what a ball that is from Trent once again. How does he do that? Into Diego Jota. Jota loses the ball just slightly, and Sadio Mane able to try to sweep up, but Arsenal get bodies back and in the way. What a ball that was from Trent Alexander-Arnold. I could watch that all day. How is he that good at passing a ball? How is he that good? I don't understand Trent Alexander-Arnold's feet. I don't know how it works. Honestly, I don't think you can name a better attacking, a better passer of the ball at the moment in the league than than Trent Alexander-Arnold. He must be up there. It must be between him and Kevin De Bruyne for the best passer of the ball in world football over long distance at least. Here's Ødegaard. Ødegaard drops it into Partey. Gabriel. Arsenal just having to come all the way back on themselves. Liverpool not really applying the press at the moment. Interesting to see, though, that it is Henderson who's leading that press from midfield. It looks like a 4-5-1 when they're defending. Trent Alexander-Arnold's been bypassed once again. Martinelli's having a field day. And he's nutmegged Henderson. Lovely play from Martinelli. He rolls it across the box. Oh! Robertson just gets himself in there. 2-2 Brighton. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's quite happened, Curly. I'm not sure that's quite happened. But there is a VAR decision pending. I've just seen on my phone in that game. So who knows? Who knows? Especially with Spurs. Worth a try. Exactly. I got notifications on my phone that would tell me. But honestly, wouldn't be surprised me if it was true. No, not with Tottenham. Definitely not with Tottenham. Good play, though, by Gabriel Martinelli going down that byline. Really, really good play from the Brazilian. He looks really confident, mega confident at the moment, doesn't he, Gabriel Martinelli? Let me know what you've rated Gabriel Martinelli's season so far out of 10. If you had to give it a rating, where would you put him? I think this has been the season for him, to be honest with you. I know Arsenal fans, they've always had massive praise of the Brazilian, and they like to bring up the fact he scored 1 goal in a 2-2 draw against Chelsea. But interestingly, since that moment up until this season, he hadn't really hit the heights that Arsenal fans had set for him. But this season, he's just starting to show that maybe, just maybe, he could be one for the next generation and one to watch for the future. Oh my gosh, in the Chelsea game. Oh my gosh, off the post. A free header in the box for Lille. And they've put it onto the post. Back to Arsenal, though, as Martinelli looks to attack. Rolls it back to Partey! Oh, it's blocked by Virgil van Dijk. I'm not sure who got the head on that one. It's full time. Tottenham 0. Tottenham 2. Brighton and Hove Albion 0. So we're full time in that game. And oh my God, Lacazette! He's got onto it. Can he? Ødegaard! Oh, what a save! What a save that is by Alisson! What a save that is! It was an god-awful back pass by Liverpool. I think it was Thiago. It was a god-awful back pass, played it short, Lacazette jogging on the spot, and then, Ødegaard. It's a brilliant save, though. Brilliant save by Alisson. Van Dijk was back there, so was Matip, but Alisson, what a save that is. What a save that is. It was a penalty VAR check for the Brighton game. Martinelli whips in this corner, punch clear, might fall to Saka! Oh, straight into the hands of Alisson once again. Alisson did really well there. Up the pool, come on, says Curly. I don't think that's what they refer to themselves as, the pool. 64 minutes on the clock in the Chelsea game, though. Still 1-1 in France. Lille have just hit the post, though, from inside the penalty box. Timothy Weah is coming on, son of Liberian president George Weah, and of course former footballer George Weah. Mohamed Salah, here he comes. Roberto Firmino's coming on as well. Interesting to see if Firmino is a straight swap for Jota, or if Firmino comes on for maybe a Henderson or a Thiago. And Liverpool play 4 attackers. Interesting to see if that will happen. They do have a corner though, Liverpool. Or is it a free kick? It's a free... Excuse me, it was a free kick, but it was straight into the hands of Ramsdale. Good job it went straight into the hands of Ramsdale as I get a bit of trapped wind there. Apologies. Kieran Tierney plays the ball forward, looking for Lacazette. Lacazette's touch is a bit shoddy there, and he's been outrun by Robertson. Luis Diaz trying to turn away from Martin Ødegaard. Thiago picks it up now, drops it back to Robertson. Liverpool just trying to calm down the tempo following that dodgy back pass from Thiago that nearly saw Lacazette punish them. Haven't seen much of Firmino this season compared to others because of Jota. Yeah, Jota's been fantastic. He's not really... Jota's not even played like the full amount of games, has he, this season? Because, of course, he does have steady competition from Roberto Firmino. But Jota, of course, second top goal scorer in the Premier League this season. I think I did see, actually, that Liverpool not only have all three of the top Premier League goal scorers, they have all three of the Premier League top assisters in Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, and Mohamed Salah, but yet to find the back of the net tonight. Maybe that could change in the next few minutes. Of course, Mohamed Salah will be coming on, yet to be on the field at the moment. Lovely ball from Thiago. He finds Diego Jota. Is this his opportunity? Jota! Oh, he snuck in at that front post, and that is god-awful goalkeeping from Aaron Ramsdale. That is god-awful goalkeeping, and what against the run of play? It's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. And that is a sign of a very good team. You don't have to play your best. You don't have to necessarily create too many good opportunities. But when they present themselves, you've got to take them. And a poor, to be honest with you, a poor attempt at saving the ball from Aaron Ramsdale. A really, really poor attempt. Because I tell you what, he will be absolutely livid with himself. It snuck in at that front post. And you can't be beaten at your front post but as a goalkeeper. That is rule number 1, isn't it? Of goalkeeping 101. Is don't let the ball go in at your front post. Whatever you do, don't let the ball go in at the front post. And unfortunately, that's what he's done tonight. He's let the ball go in at that front post. And Liverpool get themselves in the lead after not an overly impressive performance for the Scousers. Not an overly impressive performance, but it doesn't need to be. That is the sign of a very, very good team. That they take the opportunities when they arise. And it wasn't even a half opportunity, that was it, for Diego Jota. Wasn't even a half opportunity. Ramsdale should do better. But take no credit away from Jota. He's done well there to run in behind. It's a lovely finish from him. And, he should do better though, shouldn't he? He should do better though, shouldn't he? I'm sorry, for me, he has to do better. He has to do better. He was about to come off Diego Jota, and that might have just changed Jurgen Klopp's mind after that good finish. Shows that's all he needs, though, isn't it? That is all he needs, Diego Jota. 54 minutes on the clock, and he is coming off. He is going to come off. He's going to stick with the substitution there with Diego Jota coming off for Liverpool. So that is the first goal scorer of the night in our featured game as Liverpool take the lead. Oh, why have I done that? As Liverpool take the lead against Arsenal. And Roberto Firmino has come on. Luis Diaz has come off for Mohamed Salah. So there's not going to be any resting up here for Arsenal. Not going to be any resting up. Let's check out what's going on in Turin tonight. What is going on in Turin? Have they managed to take the lead? It is still 0-0 between Juventus and Villarreal. And looking at the stats, 14 shots on the goal, on the Villarreal goal from Juventus, but only 2 shots on target with 2 big chances missed. Juventus could end up ruining this. They could end up ruining these poor opportunities and not taking their chances, Juventus. But Liverpool, on the other hand, not quite doing the same. Not quite doing the same. Forest are winning 2-1 against QPR. Good stuff. Love to see it. What a signing Jota was, says Curly. A brilliant, brilliant signing. He looked a lot of money at the time, didn't he? But he was a brilliant, phenomenal signing. Batman says, come on, Liverpool. Lovely to see you, Batman. Shows how many attacking options Man City have, considering they've only scored 7 less than Liverpool. Exactly. And they don't feature in the top 3 for those, which is monumental. Of course, Sterling picking up the most of the goals so far this season for them. That was Kepa level goalkeeping. Wasn't great goalkeeping at all, was it, Curly? Wasn't great goalkeeping at all. But it is 1-0 to Liverpool, and that's all that really matters. That's the only stat that anyone cares about. And it is still 1-1 in the Lille game against Chelsea. And Mount looks to whip the ball across, and it's off Azpilicueta, and it's in! It's in! Chelsea, from behind, Mason Mount puts in a lovely ball. It's bounced off the shin, I believe, of Azpilicueta. And surely that is Chelsea home and host through to the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League. 2-1 on the night for Chelsea, 4-1 on aggregate, and I think you can say that is Chelsea done and dusted. A professional performance from them tonight. It comes off his knee, Azpilicueta. It comes off his knee. Mason Mount with the assist, a great ball in actually, I must say. He looks like he's picked out Azpilicueta with that cross there. A lovely ball across the box and off his knee into the back of the net. Good stuff there from Azpilicueta. But the job's not done for Liverpool here. It falls to Salah at the edge of the box and it's cleared over the top of the crossbar. Cleared over the top of the crossbar. And the two teams I've wanted to win. Looks like Chelsea are now ahead. Shame about Huddersfield Town, who found themselves 2-0 down. They will be like a minute away from the end of the game as well. Whoa, let's have some more chocolate then. Go on. Arsenal should let Liverpool have the win to make the rest of the season more interesting. I mean, I'd be down for that. But I also do hate that mentality of, oh, I'd prefer this team to win, so I want my team to lose to this team so that they can win. I hate that mentality. It was like when Liverpool were first winning the looking like they were going to first win the league a few seasons ago. Not the 98-99 point season, the one which COVID struck in the middle of. And loads of people were going, oh yeah, like United fans, basically every fan who didn't want Liverpool to win were going, oh yeah, I want my team to lose to Man City. You should never want your team to lose. You should never want your team to lose to another team just so that someone else doesn't win. It was a little bit different for like Everton fans, of course, because Everton didn't want to see Liverpool win, but because they're their direct rival. Not just because you're someone who's a nostalgic knobhead. That shouldn't be the reason that that you don't want them to win it, because it's for the banter. You know, you should want your team to go out every single game and do a job. That's what you should want. And at the moment, Liverpool are doing the job. 60 minutes on the clock. What can Arsenal's response be like? Can it be a good response? Can they get the ball down, move the ball nicely? Who knows? Only time will tell. There is a free kick here for Trent Alexander-Arnold to ping forward. Sadio Mane looking to put Gabriel under a little bit of pressure. Gabriel able to header that one clear. Trent Alexander-Arnold finds Salah, who drops it into Roberto Firmino. He's won the ball back from Gabriel there, and Roberto Firmino's in, and this could be two. Roberto Firmino pulls it back. Is that going to fall for Salah? Salah's shot saved. Robertson shoots. It's blocked by Saka that time and cleared away. And it's bounced off Robertson and stayed in play. Robertson, can he get the ball in? He's gone to the byline. He's flicked it into Roberto Firmino. And that is it. That is 2-0. And Roberto Firmino gets himself on the score sheet. tonight, the sub comes on and makes an instant impact, and that'll show you how much it means to Roberto Firmino and to Liverpool. He goes straight to the fans to celebrate with him. A lovely goal by Liverpool. They had to keep pushing. They had to keep trying to force the ball into the back of the net there, and eventually the pressure did tell. The pressure most certainly did tell, and that is Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0, and Villarreal have just scored against Juventus. Villarreal have just scored against Juventus. So we might have a shock on our hands tonight, ladies and gents. We just might have a shock on our hands tonight. Oh, Firmino gets himself a tidy little goal, you know. It is a nice little flick into the back of the net there from Roberto Firmino. Gerard Moreno has scored for Villarreal from the penalty spot. And I said about that, didn't I, that they would rue the mistakes. Juventus. I said about that, didn't I? And it looks like they are going to. Need to take your opportunities whilst you're on the front foot, because all it takes is a penalty. It only takes a minute, girl. Just a quote, take that for you there, just in case if there are any take that fans. Uh-oh, that's dropped out. Where's that gone? Jonathan David is coming off in the Lille game. A little bit of love. It was a lovely little touch, I must say, from Firmino. I'm trying to get my stream back on because for some reason it's decided to die. I'm on a stream, but it's like 2.5 minutes behind, even the time I was on at the time, which was about a minute behind. So weird that it's doing that to me now. Very, very strange that it's doing that to me now. But Liverpool are 2-0 up, and they look like they're cruising. And they will be, of course, 1 point behind Manchester City come the end of this game. If the score continues this way, if the score does continue this way, of course, it really spices up this title race. Curly saying about the title race earlier on, and it most certainly will spice it up just a little bit, won't it? Just a little bit, and should make for a good final run in. Should make for a good final run in. What minute are we in the... Yes, Juventus crashing out. Gerard Moreno has put them 1-0 up. Villarreal, that is, 1-0 up. Oh, God. My stream's crashed. And now I can't get anything back up. Why is this not working? I will take anything, even if it's 2.5 minutes behind. There we are. There we are. We've at least got a stream. Oh, that was... Why did I jinx it? Why did I jinx it? What minute does it say we're in? Okay, we're a minute behind. That's fine. That is fine. That is fine. Oh, what a shambles, eh? What a shambles. Have you seen Forest Green's top goal scorer in League 2? No. Who is? I'm back, and yes, Villarreal, says Max. I think that says Max. It does say Max. Why does it only say we've got like one person in the stream when there's clearly 3 of you? No, I haven't, Curly. No, I haven't. Liverpool look like they're going to cruise now to this win. Mohamed Salah, he'll want to get himself another goal, won't he? Salah clips one in, looking towards that back post, and he was looking for the run of... I nearly said Diego Jota then. I meant Roberto Firmino. Right, here comes the backup brigade for Arsenal. Emile Smith-Rowe comes on for Martin Odegaard. I say the backup brigade. He's scored a lot of goals this season, hasn't he? Martin Odegaard. Lille are still looking to press Chelsea, you know. They're still putting up a good fight against Chelsea at the moment. It has changed since I last saw it, but they had 3 top goal scorers at one point, which is pretty mad for League 2, it is. It said 3 for me, now 4. Very strange, very strange. But let's have a look. Forest Green. Is that who you said? I can't remember now. I've already clicked off it. Forest Green Rovers. No, not them. Who did you say? That is the right team. What? Curly, I think your stat was wrong there. I'm not going to lie to you. Their top goal scorer has 22 goals. Their second top goal scorer has 17. And the third top goal scorer has 6. So I think you've chosen the wrong team there. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. That would have been interesting, though. Sadio Mane trying to break free. He's breaking free! Soaring, flying. Partey, lovely switch there to find Kieran Tierney. Arsenal need to up it then. They're not out of this game by any stretch, but they need to score soon, Arsenal do, and they need to get a good response to that second goal. The response to the first goal wasn't great, was it? Well, they conceded the second goal, so of course not. Of course the response wasn't great, but that's a good ball from Saka to find Emile Smith-Rowe. Emile Smith-Rowe rolls it back down the line towards Saka. Saka looking to pull it back into Laka. It falls to Smith-Rowe once again. It's blocked that time by Joel Matip and cleared out by Andy Robertson. It's changed since the last time I've seen it. And oh, Villarreal. Villarreal have gone and made it 2-0. 2-0 to Villarreal. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 2-0. Juventus crash out of the Champions League. By the looks of things. By the looks of things. Oh, why have we frozen? Why have we frozen? Joseph, I was going to ask you, if you are still kicking around tonight, if you wanted to play on the Xbox. I know you'll probably have work in the morning, but that's not the point. Because I also need to tell you about plans for Friday. Matip has had an absolute fantastic season. He's been good. He's started to look like he's closing that gap on Virgil van Dijk, of course. I'm not saying he's on the same level as big old Virg. I'm not saying he's on the same level as you, Curly, but potentially it could be argued that he is starting to close that gap just a little bit. Lille are still looking to press. They have brought on Hatton Ben Arfa, formerly of Newcastle United, of course. I thought you were going to say Villarreal conceded. I was like, no. Nah, it was just one of those, X Factor lines. I didn't like it. I loved it. You're through to the next round. One of those. Firmino switches it nicely out wide to Salah. Salah, good ball there into Jordan Henderson. Just had the legs on it there. Rolled it perfectly. Mo Salah rolls it back to Joel Matip. Matip might have a bit of a run here. He does. He dances his way through. Good feet there. Firmino picks it up and it's read there by Partey. And Partey is just fouled by Roberto Firmino. Three in the last 8 for Spain. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 3. Who else has gone through? Real Madrid, Villarreal, Barca went out. Sevilla? A Sevilla, innit? Am I being stupid? Oh, Atletico. Oh, I'm so stupid. Stupid. Of course it was Atletico. I will hit you up with plans. Sheriff to win the Europa. Best result of the UEFA Champions League was Real Madrid beating Sheriff. Yeah, Sheriff beating Real Madrid. That was mental, wasn't it? Imagine if Real Madrid go on to win the Champions League now as well. Imagine how mental that would be that Sheriff had beaten them. And turned up as well in the other game as well. Real Madrid were really poor. They seem to do that in the group stages. Be really poor for no apparent reason whatsoever. And then all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, go on then. After 3 games, they're like, yeah, we'll play now. Come on. Let's bring the big boys out. Let's get playing. It does seem to be like that, doesn't it? For Real Madrid. But safely through after beating PSG. They did leave it late in that game as well. Maybe Arsenal will leave it late tonight in the Premier League as Partey looks to switch one out wide. Looking for Martinelli, who for me has been Arsenal's man of the match so far tonight. Martinelli, his dribbling was a little bit dodgy there, but he's managed to get on the ball and he's just been ushered out of play there by Trent Alexander-Arnold, who receives a big high five from his captain, Jordan Henderson, for some good tracking back there. But Martinelli has been causing him problems all night long. All night long. All night. All night long. And Arsenal to make another substitution now, ladies and gents. Bukayo Saka will be the man to make way for Nicola Pepe, the £70 million flop. Nicola Pepe, on he comes for Arsenal. Don't know if you said about it at the start of the stream, but what do you think too? Tuchel asking for Middlesbrough game to be behind closed doors. Where is my dinosaur for subscribing? Did you resubscribe? I might have turned it off, you know. I might have turned it off. Your dinosaur for resubscribing. I can probably play it because I don't think it's been that long since you subscribed. Yay. There you are, Max. There you are. There you are. What did Curly say? Oh, about Middlesbrough. Yeah, I don't know why they said that. Why would Middlesbrough ever agree to that? Like, they're not going to, are they? They're just not going to. It's just not likely. It's just not likely to happen, to be honest with you. It's a bit bonkers. It's a bit stupid. But, who knows, eh? Who knows? Why would you... I don't agree with it. You know, Middlesbrough they've got here. They've got here on merit. Why shouldn't they want to play Chelsea in front of their own fans? Thanks, Sam. No worries. You are getting right to the end of it though now, Max. You are like, it says a month ago. We haven't had that many new subscribers. So you are still on it because we've had like 6 new subscribers in the last month, which is pretty sad. But, oh well. Oh well. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us. That would be absolutely fantastic. And do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And it's 3-0 as well for Villarreal. 3-0. Villarreal have bagged themselves another. Next stream, Sam says, Max, it won't be until a Saturday, I would imagine. I'm going to take my green screen home with me as I'm at home this weekend. So, won't be until Saturday, so I might look at doing the FA Cup game, the FA Cup clash between Chelsea and Middlesbrough. So it's likely that will be doing. I'm assuming you can't say the brand. I mean, I can say the brand. Why would I not be able to say the brand? I mean, it won't hurt me to say the brand. There are other chocolates available, but what I am eating is Cadbury's Crunchy. Cadbury's Dairy Milk Crunchy is what I'm eating at the moment. So, sorry, Max. Middlesbrough versus Chelsea at the weekend. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I am thinking. It's Chelsea dart through themselves there, and Pulisic tried to roll that one into Romelu Lukaku. Sorry, Alonso tried to roll it into Lukaku. The ball's just a little bit behind. I'm hoping for a bit of an upturn, though, in the views in a little while, because as much as I appreciate those who do come in every week, we are gradually thinning out the herd, aren't we? So it would be nice after quite a few streams with quieter streams, is the best way to say it. It'd be nice to have a few busier streams and a bit more hectic. Who knows, eh? Who knows? You just don't know which stream could do it for you. You just don't know. You just don't know. 77 minutes on the clock, though, or 78 minutes on the clock, my timer actually says. Liverpool still 2-0 up against Arsenal. It looks like Liverpool are going to close that gap to Manchester City at the top of the league, just down to 1 point. And if Liverpool, like I said earlier, if Liverpool win every game they have left this season, they will be crowned as champions. Premier League champions for the second time in the space of 3 years. Chelsea have 4 minutes of added time in the Lille game. In the Champions League. Juventus really crumbling. I've got to go now. Sam and Curly, see you. Just going to be you two, lol. Hopefully there is some more viewers on Saturday. Team Nestle, says Max. Team Kinder all the way, says Curly. Well, I'm Team Cadbury's. No worries, Max. Enjoy, and enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. I do appreciate you for coming back. So, looks like it's just me and you then, Curly. Looks like it's just me and you. Harsh realities of life, eh? Thiago into Salah. Salah, oh, he tried to bend one there, looking for the far corner. Salah once again drops it into Trent Alexander-Arnold, back into Fabinho, all the way back to Matip, and Van Dijk can spread it there to Robertson. Robertson looks to whip one in, looking for Mohamed Salah. Oh, over the top of Salah and out of play. And out of play. You know what, Curly? You and Max should play a game of FIFA. I think that'd actually be quite close. I actually think that'd be... I'm dying. Help me. I think that'd be quite close. Lacazette is making way. Bit of a quiet performance from Alexander Lacazette this evening. But Eddie Nketiah is the man coming on. About 30 minutes, 30 seconds left in the... Oh, I was really low down there. Let me angle this back. 30 seconds left in the Chelsea game. Romelu Lukaku fouled on the edge of the box as he went to go past Jose Font. Font does get himself in the book for that. Oh, Salah a little bit clumsy there as he tried to take the ball out. Just stepped on his own toes, I think, by the looks of things. Arsenal able to take the throw in. 10 minutes left of football here. When the Chelsea game goes, I'll be able to read the chat on my laptop, and then I can just sit back. What did Curly just say? Did Huddersfield finish 2-0? It most certainly did. Well, hello, Sam. Now that we're alone, I just wanted to tell you I'm secretly a bit of a Liverpool fan. Curly, you know. And Max isn't terrible. No, he's not terrible. But I was Huddersfield and he was Manchester City, and I only lost 2-0, so potentially. Marcos Alonso to take this free kick, and it's over the crossbar there from the Spaniard. and that looks like it'll be full time, and it is full time in the Chelsea game. So it is Chelsea who progress to the final 8 of the Champions League as they look to maintain and retain their Champions League title. But back to the Premier League. It is still Liverpool 2, Arsenal 0. Arsenal haven't been bad. Like, the first half was a decent first half from Arsenal, but the criticism was that when they got the ball, they didn't move it well enough moving forward. I mentioned it in the first sort of, well, even in the first sort of 30 minutes of that first half, that what they did when every time they looked to get the ball forward was they looked to play the ball wide and play that long ball over the top. And it was very, very easy for Robertson, which coincided in Robertson being able to just stand back and go, you know what? I'll let you do it. I'll let you, ping the ball to Saka. When he takes that touch, then I'll nip in. And they didn't make the most of it. They didn't make the most of the fact that actually they were very even in terms of possession in that first half. And as you can see, starting to rue that definitely at the moment. Curly says, to be honest, I think one more season in the Championship would do Huddersfield good, because if we go up, we'll just get battered and go down and lose all of our good players. I mean, to be honest with you, I look at Huddersfield Town and I don't know who's actually Premier League quality in Huddersfield Town's team. I think they're all good players, but there's no one who you go like a Ben Brereton Diaz and go, yes, he looks like he's going to be good in the Premier League, or a Harry Wilson or someone like that. There's no one who stands out, and it's not like it can be like, oh yeah, Danny Ward, because he doesn't look like he'll stand out in the Premier League whatsoever. So they're not. If they come up, they won't be coming up with too much Premier League proven talent in that sense either. So very, very, very interesting, the Championship, and we'll have to wait and see to who finishes in those playoff positions. Ben White switches it. Good touch there by Martinelli. Really good touch, actually. And drops it into Saka? Shaka is what I meant to say there. Not Saka. He's been subbed off for Nicola Pepe. Here's Ben White, who looks to clip one over the top. Looking for Emile Smith-Rowe. Again, what did I say? They're looking for those long balls over the top. And when you've got the pace of Robertson and the height of Van Dijk and Matip, you're always going to be causing problems. And here goes Robertson as he darts up the field. He looked to play that ball out wide there to Mohamed Salah, but the pass was just a little bit wayward. Sobra Thomas would be good at someone like Brighton. Yeah, I do think that. Like, there are a few players who you can be like, yeah, they look like they'd be good in particular teams. Like Thomas, he looks like he'd be good. Dwayne Holmes as well looks like he could be good. But there's no one who you look at and go, he will carry that side. He will do well. Maybe they should get Emile Smith-Rowe back. Who knows? Here is Emile Smith-Rowe into Partey. Partey looking for the switch of Martinelli there, and that sums up Arsenal's game in the second half. Sloppy, wayward, and not very good at all. I also feel a bit bad at how much I bantered White and Ramsdale, because they've actually been pretty decent. Yeah. I think a lot of people do, to be fair. I just don't like Ramsdale's cockiness. It was fun at first, but now it's not so fun. I don't really enjoy it. It's kind of rubbed off on me. Rubbed me up the wrong way. Everything I say there sounds weird. But it's kind of annoyed me just a little bit. It's, I don't know. It just got a bit tiring a bit too quickly. It was funny for one game. And Xhaka's given the ball away there, looking for Thiago. But Arsenal able to retain possession once again. Pardon me. Jeez. Gabriel rolls it into Tierney. I tell you what, though, this does do Chelsea a favour, doesn't it? It does do Chelsea a favour. Chelsea, of course, not really in a battle for third place with Arsenal, but they could have been. It could have been a lot closer, but Chelsea maintaining the form at the moment, and at the moment it does look like they'll be clear in third and clear of that fourth place battle, of course, as it stands, with Arsenal losing this game as well. So it's interesting. I do think it is interesting because Chelsea will definitely feel like they've got the wind in their sails, sort of thing, like I say, well, including tonight as well. That is their 11th win in 12 games. So a big sort of a big gulf in quality to what you maybe would have expected them to be in at the moment. On FIFA 21, my Huddersfield Town squad at the moment is Dominic Solanke, Danny Ward, Josh Corrimer, Dan James, all about the pace, no treble, Tom Davies, Jorginho, or is that Jorginho Bacuna? Is that like Bacuna's first name? I don't know if that's a comma. Lewis O'Brien and Bobby Reed. Wow, sounds good. I don't know if you've just spelt Bacuna's first name wrong there, but who knows? Partey into Xhaka into Martinelli. Could this be an opportunity? Martinelli! Oh, he's put it wide. That was so close. That was the opportunity, I think. That was the opportunity with 3 minutes left on the clock. That was the opportunity for him. He's tried to slot it in that bottom corner. I think Alisson would have got it. But he's just slid it wide. Oh, God. So close there from Martinelli. He does look so much better though, doesn't he? Martinelli at the moment, he looks so much better. So much better. Not like I've said it about 5 times in this game. Ramsdale clears one forward. Is there an opportunity for maybe Arsenal to get themselves a redeeming goal potentially? Going to be 3 minutes of added time at the end. I agree with Ramsdale's cockiness. He thinks he's funnier than everyone. Yeah. Thinks he's funnier than he is. Absolutely. It just, like, I found it funny at first, and now it's just sort of grinding my gears a little bit. It's like, just stop and do your job, lad. Like, you're doing well, you're playing well, yes, but you're going to make a mistake, and then you're going to look like a proper idiot when that mistake does come. And people will just gloat in front of you. People will gloat in front of you. City should have signed Smith Rowe instead of Grealish. He is so much better. Wow, Curly. What I think City should have done is City should have signed back Jadon Sancho, and Manchester United should have signed Grealish. The reason I say this is pretty much down to the fact of the way that they play. You look at Jack Grealish, he doesn't really play in a possession-based side. He didn't at Aston Villa, and that's not where he shone. And of course, you know, a player of his quality you'd like to think would be able to play in that sort of area. But you look at Sancho, and you look at where obviously he was at Manchester City, so he has that Manchester City DNA, if you know what I mean. In that sense, he knows how to play. He's been in the ranks whilst Pep Guardiola's been there, so it will have been instilled into the youth sides. But also, in that Borussia Dortmund team, one thing they were brilliant at is playing the ball nicely wide, fast, moving it around quickly. And that is where Sancho excelled. And potentially playing even without a recognised striker at times, with Marco Reus playing as one of the most recognised players. And so I always think that would have suited them better. United, almost a bunch of individuals. I think Jack Grealish is a brilliant individual and someone who can carry him. Oh, Ben White's absolutely sold Sadio Mane then. He is someone who could carry them, and I think that's what United need at the moment, is someone who will grab the team by the scruff of its neck and go, you know what, I'm going to play well today, I'm going to do this today. And, you know, that is Jack Grealish down to a T. So for me, I think those signings, it almost looked like one of, say for example, if Sancho had gone or Grealish had gone, I can't remember which order it was. But I almost feel like City went, Oh, well, Sancho's gone, so should we just get Grealish? He was our backup option, he doesn't quite fit us, and I don't think he quite fits the style of play. Of course, it's early days for Jack Grealish, 26 years of age, and in his first season at Manchester City, but for £100 million, of course, you expect players to hit the ground running. Curly says, and Grealish dives the right amount to play for United. Exactly. That too. Absolutely. We are about a 1 minute and a half away here from the end of the game. Who am I going to give for man of the match, though? And it's going to be quite a hard one, actually, because going into that coming into the second half, you'd have thought you'd probably give it to Robertson, maybe Trent. Trent's been okay. I don't think I can give it to Trent because Martinelli has had a field day, if I'm honest with you, with Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's just been unfortunate that the rest of the attackers for Arsenal haven't maybe been in the scintillating form that Martinelli has shown in patches so far today. Trent's passing has been great, but his defensive play hasn't been great in itself. And I don't think I can give it to Diego Jota because he was so quiet, wasn't he? Afternoon, Stacey. How are we doing? He was so quiet, wasn't he? So I really don't know who to give it to. So I think I'm going to give it to Robertson. I believe he got the assist for the Firmino goal, and he was really good in that first half, specifically against Saka. Kept him very, very quiet and stopped those counter-attacks. So that is where I'm going to go. That is where I'm going to go. Stacey's a Spurs fan, so I believe you're a Spurs fan. Is that correct, Stacey? So if she is, and I've got that correct, she'll be rooting for Liverpool, one would imagine. Can't stand Grealish dives all the time, and his attitude outside the sport is terrible. Robertson is your man of the match. Yeah, that I think Robertson is. I don't think Liverpool have been bad. This just has not been vintage Liverpool. Hold that thought. Mane rolls it into Mo Salah. He cut in on that right foot, and that might be it, That might be it, and there we go. That is it. Liverpool moved to 1 point. 1 point, just the 1 point behind Manchester City. Let me move my camera. You don't want me with no hair and half a forehead. Liverpool moved to 1 point behind Manchester City. That game on the 10th of April is and has never been more important. Never ever been more important. Mental stuff. I cannot believe that Liverpool have somehow started to claw this back. They've absolutely clawed it back, and Liverpool just in with a fighting chance now. Just in with a fighting chance. Like I said earlier, if Liverpool win all of their games come the end of the season, they win the league. And that is simple. And tonight, they've done what they needed to. Like I say, not been vintage Liverpool whatsoever. But it doesn't have to be from here on out. From here on out, for Liverpool, it's about grinding the games, about them moving the ball forward, them competing with Manchester City on another level. And Stacey says she reckons Man City will win. And Curly, who do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be Chelsea. I'm going to say it now. I think it's going to... No. That being said, Chelsea win their game in hand. They're only 8 points behind, and Liverpool are 8 points behind. I think the difficulty is when you look at it. Let me get the league fixtures up for Manchester City. I think the difficulty is when you look at Manchester City, is their league fixtures coming into this final sort of run-in. They're a lot easier than Liverpool's. And I hate to say it, because obviously there's no easy opponent in the Premier League. But with the way that Manchester City play, a lot of the time they are more than able to absolutely dominate every team they come up against. And if I just swap to this intermission screen for you here, why is it still on there? What? That is not what I have on my screen. How have you managed that? I'm so confused. I am so confused. How is that on the screen? I don't have that open. What is wrong with you? What? Let me turn it on and off. Is that going to work? What? Hang on. Or is it still open? What am I... Surely it's not. I'm so confused as to what's just gone on there. No, it's not. How has that happened? How on earth has that happened? Why is that on my screen? My stream timer. This will come up with my stream, right? I'm so confused. I am so confused. If I can work out how to do it, which is throwing me off massively. Right, we're just going to leave it. We're going to go back to the main screen. Sam's a secret Spurs fan. Am I? I don't think I am. I don't know why it's on that screen, though. That's really strange, really strange. But I'll just read you the fixtures that Manchester City do have. So City, between now and the Liverpool game, they have one fixture in the Premier League, which is against Burnley. So it's vitally important that they get to that with not dropping points against Burnley. But from Liverpool, they have Wolves. Okay, you'd give that, if you're going to say difficulty, you'd probably say that's a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. They've had history, those two sides. City, history of losing them. Then they've got Brighton, the form they're in. You expect City to walk all over them. Watford, the form that they're in, City will walk all over them. Leeds, again. Newcastle, which could be a potential banana skin, but I think Newcastle, by 3 games before the end of the season, are going to be home and hosed, nothing really to play for. Then West Ham might still have something to play for. Aston Villa are not going to have anything to play for. And so I think it just falls into Manchester City's favour just a little bit. And so if I go with my head, I think I go with Manchester City. But if I go with what I would prefer, I'd prefer it to go down to that final game where it's Liverpool versus Wolves. But if you look at Liverpool's, just to read these out for you, of course, Watford, Aston Villa are 2 teams, and Newcastle are 2 teams, and Wolves as well, that they all share. So there's 4 teams there that they both have. But the difference is, Liverpool, of course, have Manchester City. They then also have Manchester United, which is a huge game for both sides, a game against Tottenham, and a Merseyside derby against Everton. Yes, Everton might not be in the best of form, but anything can happen. Anything can happen in derbies. They tend to be very much like a cup final. And so I think I'm going to have to go with Manchester City. But if there's ever a side that is going to win all of those games, Watford, Man City, Aston Villa, Man United, Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham, Southampton and Wolves, it's definitely Liverpool. Today I thought that my team is going to lose, but it turned around and I'm glad my team won. Yep, Spurs 2-0 tonight, 2-0, convincing. Didn't look too bad against Brighton. I can guarantee you Burnley will win that game against City. How much shall I put on it, Curly? Tell me how much I should put on it. But I'm going to leave you guys there. I'm absolutely shattered, and I'm going to go and enjoy my long weekend. I've got until Tuesday off. A lovely, lovely long weekend. It should be good, and I'm looking forward to it. Do keep your eyes peeled for some streams. Oliver's back. Good to have you back, Oliver. But we are just going to leave you now. Yeah, it'll be nice to have some time off. Maybe I need to rethink what's going on with the streams, because, we've had 4 viewers throughout. I appreciate those. I do appreciate Curly, Oliver, Stacey, whoever else is listening. I do appreciate the support on them. But maybe we need to try and sort something else out so we can get back into the algorithm and then maybe come back to the streams in a little while, because, of course, as you all know, it can be a little bit demotivating. But thank you to those who have been in the chat, because the chat has been good tonight. So I really do appreciate that. That does make it a lot better for me when the chat is actually having some good conversation rather than conversations without me whilst I sit here and commentate. So I do hope you have enjoyed. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will see you probably on Probably on Saturday. Yeah, we'll probably say Saturday. For Chelsea versus Middlesbrough. So, thank you for watching, guys, and most importantly, stay safe. Cheers!